Tiny.
This 12k lead, I mean, it's nice, but the team fights are really what's going to matter. But a bad team fight pretty much just means GG for VICI. The cooldowns are so long on their side that even if they buy back, they'll buy back with nothing up.
Fade using the Sun Ray to spot out the creeps at bottom so he can cut them out with Fire Spirits. So close to his level 3 Supernova. That, as we've seen, a successful Supernova makes a world of difference for VICI Gaming. That extra bit of stuns, but Secret are slowly but surely chipping away at this range racks. Now Yang is looking to just be able to pull back some creep, but is going to be caught by the X. There's a Sun Ray there to make sure that Yang stays at full health. Nisha, meanwhile, laying his formidable physical damage into that melee racks, and VICI Gaming, they don't really respond.
So Secret, they're testing the waters. They see that VICI aren't interested in fighting. And instead, they're going to make the initiation.
Come in. They are going to be able to... Oh, BKB goes down from Ori. He's going to be okay for now. Time walks off the damage. But that BKB now being on cooldown, that's an opportunity for the initiation. Nisha is going to push forward onto another tier 3. Global Silence goes down.
They're pinging
just
right
to protect Yang, but none of this is offensive work here from VICI Gaming. Now they get the Chronosphere on the side.
That's
Magic
3.
Melina. That's Meteor over the top as well. And Nisha just runs into the Chronosphere. Manages to get the Sunder out. Toss up in the air. And that's going to be Ori dead, but the Supernova explodes. Stunning up Nisha. Still has that meta going down. Managed to get the reflection out. Slowing down some of these heroes. The Secret look to retreat off the BKB of mid-1. With that going down soon, they don't feel good about fighting into VICI Gaming's lineup and all this magic damage.
I mean, they might just consider going again. There's no Void, there's no Chrono, there's no Global, no Egg. You just X, bring yourself back, and go for it part 2. As far as I know, there's not a whole lot that they have to worry about.
They still have that Aegis for Nisha as well. So now that they're full HP...
They have Cheese too, although...
Nisha's going to run in with the X. They're going to try and call him, make sure he doesn't get that damage onto the tier 3. Tornado out, EMP. Look to just burn out their mana, make sure they can't actually fight and continue the siege, but manage to dodge all of that. Now mid-1, oh, nice initiation out from Yang with the Cataclysm. On the top, that's going to do a ton of damage to mid-1, but Yapzor dodged it with the Yule Scepter. They push back Secret for the 3rd time in this siege.
You can see that they really wanted to go for it with the Void down, no Chrono, no ultis, but without meta, not willing to risk it, and the Aegis timer too just fades. So with that first set of racks being taken, I think VICI's going to be feeling a bit relieved that it wasn't a second.
The team fights look a lot worse for VICI Gaming when they do have to go for that backline.
Yeah.
They just can't focus on bringing down this Terror Plate, so it seems like the next big movement has got to be around that 3rd Roshan, right? Not only is it the Refresher Shard, but we've seen how badly the Aegis messes with VICI Gaming's plans.
I mean, the scary part is that because Secret distributes farm so well, it doesn't feel good going on any of their targets. Because it feels like you have to kill so many different heroes.
Yeah. Even the supports are fairly tanky and output a lot of damage, as we've seen from Yapzor's Tiny here. This Kunkka is incredibly tanky. He got nailed by like 3 Cataclysm Sunstrikes. Shrugged it off, no problem.
Now with the Halberd, it's going to be very good against that Void. They don't really have tons of physical damage aside from him. Bottom lane, Yang setting up for it. Yapzor's here too. He's invis. Here comes the call.
He needs to be able to interrupt this with the BKB already activated. Missed the Cheese lane. Now the Cheese activated by Zai. They have to TP out. Yang's going to be able to get away with the Phoenix. He's not going to be as lucky. Fade falls. And Team Secret see an opportunity to push a second lane of racks.
And you saw Yapzor there. Invis the entire time. Zai makes the call. I've got Cheese. Just wait around. Let's see what happens. Failed initiation. That might just be a high ground attempt once again.
Nisha focusing on his stats actually went for the level 20 talent instead of the reflection cooldown, feeling like it's not that good against this team.
Only 1 physical damage dealer.
X, reflection on Yang, but not really the hero that Secret want to go on just yet.
X moves begin once again.
illusions begin their work. They got to be careful. Nice toss back there. Yang is going to be hit by the LSA with the BKB on cooldown. They managed to get the Chronosphere on top of Nisha. Here comes that Cataclysm. Nisha, they need to blow him up, and then you have the Ult Scepter. That's going to be able to stop him. Sunder, Nisha couldn't find the target. He didn't want to hit his own illusion, which was at the same HP. So instead, he swaps to that support. Now, at full HP, he's going to lay out the damage onto the tier 3. The Tornado goes down with the Sunray over the top. Means he'd be able to get the call out, and they do manage to get it with the Meteor. They might be able to get this cooling blade. He's getting so low. Yang, he does manage to get it with the help of Ori. They chase down Yapzor as well. A supernova explodes, stunning up mid one as well as Zai, who's going to lay out the LSA. Might just be able to finish off Ori. Barely gets it. Now the call on to 2. Yang, he gives up Ori's life, but managed to get the initiation, the follow-up that's going to be able to ensure this team fight. Mid one has so much HP, and he's trying to lay damage into Paparazzi as best as possible, but he knows he's caught, he's dead, and there's no way for him to kill anybody else.
And that high ground is so good by them. That egg positioning when it lands, Yang was so patient with the 2-man calls every time. Without the egg, his Secret have to be more careful about this. They're overcommitting because they've got the lead, but the team fight is always going to be there for VICI.
And it's getting a lot different, these team fights. With the Blink Dagger now for the Void.
And they've got the Refresher on the Invoker, the double Cataclysm. Your TB will die. And that's what I meant. You have these 10k leads on the side of Secret, but overwhelming team fight on the side of VICI, and that's why your lineup's always going to look somewhat okay. And a large part of that net worth disparity comes in the form of the fact that the Silencer is 2,000 net worth, and Puppy's got 9,000. That's a 7,000 difference alone.
Right.
I mean, he just cast one spell, and he's got his effectiveness in the team fight.
Yeah. And since they're playing on their high ground the whole entire time, there's no way that Secret can catch DY first, and
this would be massive. If you get a Refresher Shard 2, if you could get this on your Void, the double Chrono, the double BKB, and Puppy's walking in with the Ancients.
It's going to reveal this. Roshan is going to be about a third HP.
The Kunkka's not up for 4 seconds.
They've already killed the ward, placed out by Secret, so there's no vision for Secret to be able to operate on here. Roshan falling faster and faster. The initiation comes out for Yang. The Cataclysm, that's going to blow up Zai. He's already dead. Mid one gets a big cleave in, but now the Supernova, they don't have the heroes to deal with this egg. It's going to be perfect. It's going to push back Secret, exploding on top of Puppy. He's dead now. 2 dead from Secret. An instant buyback from Archen. They're going to make their initiation on Yang with the bow coming in, but he already blinked out of it. He got out of that one. Now they're Chronosphere over 3 with the Meteor coming over the top. They need to be able to take out this Terrorblade as fast as possible, and they do. Manage to get it for 70 seconds. Mid one getting kited around as well. Everybody's so low, but he can't get him. Tossed up in the air once again by the Tornado. VICI Gaming strike back around the Roshan pin. 4 dead from Secret, and a Roshan that's theirs.
And you might have claimed the first 2, but this is the most important one of the game.
You had the Refresher Ord for Invoker. Now you've got the Shard for Ori. Double Cataclysms, double Chronospheres. I have no idea how Secret takes this next fight.
And this was the danger of them going for that bottom plate. If you're patient, you wait for the 3rd Roshan, everything is okay for you. But instead, they get a little bit too over-eager. Because the only way that they can lose fights is by overplaying their advantage. That happens twice. We saw it at that top fight when they could have just taken the tier 2 tower. We see it at the bottom lane too. And that was a do-or-die situation for VICI. You can't back out of that. You'll give up Roshan, you'll lose the game. Look at this initiation from Yang. He's been everything for this team.
Absolutely. I mean, he missed so many Culling Blades to start this game, and I was like, man, Yang is having a rough one. But now, he is finding initiation after initiation.
And look at that egg as well. You see mid one try to step back. He's BKB'd. He thinks about coming back onto the high ground. He wastes some time.
And that blink away from the boat. Beautiful as well. The call sets up the 3-man Chronosphere, and Paparazzi's like, sweet. Free damage for a Meteor Cataclysm. And now it's going to be VICI Gaming in full control of this game.
This is the only thing that VICI's lineup does. They can't push out waves. They don't have the best catch because it requires ultis at all times.
Yep.
But what they've got is team fight.
And that means you could be 2 lanes of racks down, and you're still in this game. Now, Team Secret, they're going to have to get a lot trickier with how they either take team fights or push down buildings, because they did manage to get the range tracks to top lane from Creeps. Yang. Oh, Yang, this is a big initiation. Now, a lot of his team is super far away, but Ori jumps so far ahead, and with that big Sunstrike Cataclysm damage, they bring down Nisha. Mid one. spotted as well, but they're not going to go for him because they know a Terror Blade down for a full minute. That's free opportunity for VICI Gaming to even up this net worth lead by taking some towers.
This is going to be the second tower of the game that they managed to take.
A mid tier 1 dies at 40 minutes.
And you see that Yang looking for Zai. Just going to get out of here.
Really going to try and go for him? No, it just stuns him. TP's out.
And it's in fact Yang that they give the Aegis to, so he can get the repeated jumps, and Ori's going to have the refresher shard as predicted. Paparazzi holds onto the cheese.
With his super long range initiation, doesn't have to worry about being gone on as long as he's not the one trying to siege these racks. That is a bit of a question for VICI Gaming. They may be able to take control of this game, but how do they end it? $1,000 will be now for VICI Gaming. First time in this entire game that VICI Gaming has had a net worth lead. Experience going their way by a 20,000 deficit.
It actually is the first time in the game, just because Secret got the first 3 bounty runs of the game.
Yep, they started off with lead and they never let it go until VICI Gaming was able to wrest it out of their cold dead hands. VICI Gaming are in no rush. They can just keep on farming. You could see Paparazzi's game was pretty rough. When a pro player is sitting on the average, especially the caliber that Paparazzi is looking at, he doesn't want to be average. These last 10 minutes, he's allowed to be able to step over that gap.
Had such a rough laning phase, wasn't really able to get a ton of kills on the board, and is heavily recovered in this.
Minute and a half left on that Aegis for the Axe. Paparazzi
With this fully completed
is
Octarine
not
core now.
here with the rest of his team. Yang is going to try and make the initiation with a Shadow Blade. They spot him. No, he blinked away. Mid 1. Quick fingers there. Now can get some sort of initiation. He thinks about it, puts the X on Yang, decides against it. Team Secret not ready to follow up on that. Not willing, especially on an Aegis hero.
That was huge. He does have the Aghanims, but with the DD, they felt like it was a free kill. It's only 40 seconds for this chrono, so Secret still have to watch out.
Does probably mean we will not see that Aegis put to use. But again, it was on an Axe, so it can't feel like it was going to be the most influential second life. He is coming in to his level 25, that big AoE increase for the Berserker's Call. It's only 100, but he can make a world of difference. An Octarine, a Blink Dagger, soon on its way for Paparazzi. I'm sure he wants to be able to make sure he has buyback gold before he gets that, but...
It's top, Zai, hiding in the tree line,
Yang knows what this is all about, man. He's gonna be able to find Zai. Managed to get the call. There's the Sunstrike.
Whew. Oh, how the tables have turned. It's now Yang finding whatever he wants on the map. They've got so much damage out of this Max Exort Sunstrike.
Look how mid, like, Ori's just playing very careful right now. He respects that Secret. Oh, the time on forward, managed to get the Chronosphere on mid 1 with Cataclysm out. They're going to go for Yaptor instead. Thinking that maybe mid 1's Kunkka is just a bit too tanky for them. Toss back from Yaptor, but managed to get the call.
And that's 2 heroes dead. They might even start pressuring high ground now.
Now it's Secret who are the ones cracking a little bit, trying to get these initiations onto VICI Gaming, but
look at Puppy. Using the dragon at bottom lane and at top lane, keeping the lanes pressured at all times.
Will be able to pull back one of the dragons, the other dies.
This is going to force a response, force VICI back. He's got to just delay the game for his team.
Level 25 for our Phoenix as well, the +3 Supernova hit count. I mean, with the Chronosphere, Deafening Blast, Berserker's Call, there's so many things to cover up the egg anyway.
Yeah, and he's got a Radiance too.
Looking at that Aeon Disc just to make sure that if the Phoenix somehow does get initiated on, can't get bursted down 100 to 0. I like the way that VICI Gaming did not try and push things too aggressively with their Aegis.
Yeah, they wanted
really
that
just chill out for the next Roshan, right?
The mid fight was huge, but when the Kunkka was able to blink out.
Yeah, that was definitely their opportunity to go high ground for sure. But now everybody's just going to focus on farming, get their super late game items. Paparazzi thinking about boots of travel. Yang has the heart queued up right now. Not too many times you get to see this suicidal hero get to level 25 and one of those big luxury items. But we'll see it here. They still have to push into a Kunkka though. Mid one's Kunkka, who is sitting on a BKB. Heaven's Halberd is working towards a data list. And I would guess if things start getting even worse for Team Secret, he may think about that Divine Rapier as a comeback mechanism.
Mid lane, both teams posturing up. The lanes are in an okay position for VICI. They still have the refresher. Likely trying to look for any sort of fight presented to them. There's a DD rune at bottom too.
Oh. Tried to catch him with the tornado.
It's going to be tempting for them to try to just go for it.
The Absol gets found. He is going to be caught. He tries to get the toss away, but there's no way he's making out with Fade and his long-range catch with the Icarus dive. And the Shivas actually does manage to get a blink away. The Chronosphere laid out only onto a Chen. And now he gets hit by the LSA.
He's getting low.
The combination. Mid one comes in. One big hit. That's all it takes. Secret now on the front. They're going to try and push for him. The Supernova's laid out. They're going to try and protect that mid one. Braving the fires, trying to put damage on a DY. He's going to be stunned up there. Now the call from Yang instantly with the Cataclysm over the top. The meteor is going to be close. He needs to get out. He gets it. The Thunder just in time. Now laying damage into Paparazzi. The expert spot pulls back that Phoenix. They'll lay into him next. LSA on to Paparazzi. VICI Gaming. They're getting wiped one by one. They bought back on so many heroes, but they won't be here to close out the fight. Secret.
And the decision for the Void to not pop his BKB. He kept it for so long. Only catches Puppy in the Chrono. It felt like that was so forced on the side of VICI.
And he wasn't even on the right side of the Chronosphere there. He had to run out of the Chrono, around the trees, just to get to a Chen. My goodness, VICI Gaming. We thought they were playing so clean, and we're just going to look for that second Roshan, but that fight, anything but Team Secret, just a beautiful response from them.
Now, Pressure Shard's going to go the way of Secret. There's a cheese left on the ground. I'd imagine that Zai goes back in for it.
Nag and Scepter for the Lina. That pure damage can make a big difference as the BKB for Ori, which he didn't even use in the last team fight.
They're going to go for this bottom lane. The top lane is already pressured in. They've already taken the racks there. They want to try to force the buybacks.
They are going into Ori, who has his Chronosphere up, as well as that Refresher Shard.
He's hiding from behind right now.
Ori,
they don't have detection for him.
The Sunray's going to go down. The Cataclysm, Yang's going to be able to find that initiation. Tries to blow up mid one, but he is still too tanky. Now he's going to get the boat out with that Coco's Run. That's going to help him survive, especially with the tornado going down. That's actually going to interrupt things a lot for Ori, but he's got a second round of the Chronosphere. Yang trying to jump in, but the backline Paparazzi being hampered right now by Nisha, and he actually gets him. Nisha kills him. The Supernova goes down, but he's turned to Yang. Ori going to try and get the bash as best as possible. The Supernova does explode, but nice LSA. That's going to lock up the silencer. He should also be dead as Yaptor will follow that one up. No buyback on Paparazzi. And Secret, Yang, he jumps in. They don't have the Chronosphere. They're trying to get these kills, but Puppy is just a Chen, for God's sake, VICI Gaming. You can't even kill him. What are you doing? He time walks away. LSA from side. Ori, he's stuck in the tree, surrounded by Secret, and that's the game. Secret. They dominated this game from the start, but VICI Gaming somehow came back. Secret at the very end with VICI Gaming with a Refresher Shard on point, 2 Chronospheres, double Cataclysm. I thought there was no way they could win a fight, but Secret proved otherwise 2 times in a row.
And I think they thought the same, which is why they decided to go just for the Chen. Somebody must have made the call. Catch anybody with this Chronosphere. We'll have the follow-up.
Yeah.
But the decision to just hold on to that BKB made it so rough for him. When he goes down, he had the Refresher Shard too. That was a winnable fight.
Unbelievable. Secret, a game one victory. Yes, not the way we expected it after that first 20 minutes. What a wild start to this series. This panel, they have a lot to break down. And where this series goes from here, we have no idea.
Indeed, players are going to get themselves a break. I think Cap needs a break after that one as well. Well done, gents. Great commentary on a fantastic start to this final. Where do we start, gents, after that? I mean, you said they're going to struggle in the lanes. They struggled in the lanes. They struggled in the mid-game. They even struggled in the late. And then suddenly, at 36 minutes, VICI can win every team fight. And Secret looked broken. How on earth did they come back and win that?
I feel like this is the product of just the way Secret plays Dota. All 5 heroes are incredibly effective. Yeah, Puppy's last the net worth for his team, but he's still building like pure team fight items and shoving both side lanes with Dragon. So yeah, VICI's really ahead. They have all these tools, the refresher, etc., yada yada, but they're still forced to make moves because they don't have this natural way to choke the map. And honestly, everyone from Secret is just playing out of their mind, and I point to how much easier it is to execute when you have these fast, cheap spells on low cooldowns, whereas VICI's all in on this chrono, cataclysm. Like, there's a lot more pressure to hit your buttons right when...
I think you could even look at like when VICI first started showing like signs of maybe coming back, it was when Yapstar had that sort of bad call, right? He like jumped in on 2, they still got the global off, the fight goes back that way, and that kind of evened up a little bit. And that kind of speaks to just how crisp Secret have been with this, because if you're going to distribute your net worth like this, that means everyone also has to chip in. It means no one can screw up on these big initiations like that. And that's one moment where you're like, oh my god, that looked terrible from Secret. But it's because they've been so crisp otherwise. And then when it comes to VICI Gaming, they're defending the high ground with Chronospheres and Eggs. That's actually pretty good, right? I mean, it's 2 great spells, but then when the burden is on you to actually initiate with Chrono and Egg, it is so much harder than when you're defending high ground. It's a totally different spell.
Yeah, and it seemed like Secret, they were prepared majority of the times there. They itemized towards the later stage. They're like, all right, let's start getting some blink daggers. So if he does jump in for the Chrono, you actually have a response for him. We saw that in the mid fight when he gets the Chen individually. When that one happens, it's like, oh my god, if they don't actually catch multiple heroes in a Chrono or multiple.
It was an incredible game for Team Secret, but for the one turning point that happened in the mid-game when it seemed like Secret could close it out, that was where VICI had their best team fight. It was when they were getting ready to go high ground on Secret side. They found an opportunity with the Axior tossing it back into a defensive standpoint. And the first thing that happened for Nisha is he instantly force-staffs himself into the enemy base. Now, the reason he does this is because if a Chronosphere comes out, he wants to be away from his team. It's going to catch a big circle. Oops, not that big. It's going to catch a big circle, but he doesn't want his allies to get caught. So he jumps in so that he can still deal damage. And then if his opponents want to attack him, they have to lower his life and not his allies, which ultimately is great because it gives them good Sunder opportunity. They use Global Silence as well. There's a great Yules from Yapsor to Yules Ori in the air. And as soon as this Chronosphere is ending, everybody in VICI Gaming is going to be running away knowing that they're about to get Sundered. So what happens is they need to escape as fast as possible. Ori pops his BKB, uses a time walk to get out. Nisha is forced to use Manta Style to make sure that the Global Silence is removed. At this point, he realizes, I can't chase, I can't Sunder one of my opponents. So this is okay for Secret because they did get 2 kills, but both heroes buy back. He's forced to Sunder Puppy. And now what happens is VICI Gaming realize their opportunity. They jump in instantly with the Phoenix's Shiva's Guard, which slows all the enemy heroes. Tornado catches them as well, which is really useful because that gives everybody on VICI Gaming like 2 seconds to run in and set up for great positioning. And what happens is the one BKB left is Axes. He ends up getting the great call on Terrorblade. They finally use the Meteor and follow up, and they're able to kill Nisha. So they're able to delay the Sunder usage. Secret still felt comfortable playing, and a great Phoenix ulti egg as well just guaranteed the fight wins. This was the fight that really started things for VICI Gaming, got them back up in the game, but in the end, not enough. Secret still wins.
Indeed, yes, Secret do still win. Plenty of nominations for the MVP on both sides, actually. We were talking through. Yang had a fantastic game for VICI, but in the end, I guess, give it a mid one on the Secret side.
Oh man, that guy's racking him up.
Yeah. Like, he honestly, at this stage, if he's not in the running for the Mercedes-Benz MVP, then I don't know what we're doing.
I think he's already bought a couple, rearview mirror hangers. He's got some dice back there. He's feeling it.
It's true. Merc 1 is what we're going to call it if he wins. Who else stood out?
I particularly love the supports on Secret. I know me and Kyle were kind of raving about like the small little plays actually coming in for me were pretty influential. Just like these like Chen heals coming into play, the axe misses a couple dunks because of it. Even not even just the ulti, but also the like what is it? I don't know, the test of fate that you can now use just to give like extra little 100 HP. Little things really add up inside those team fights, and just the resets too. The X with the send back a few times so they can keep sustained, keep that pressure going. And the way that Secret's been playing is all about that pressure, and they did that for the majority of this game.
And VICI, to deal damage, was really reliant on offensive BKBs. They don't really have any way of mitigating damage when BKBs fade, whereas Secret, you have X-backs, send-backs, multiple Yules, a mech, Flads, Lotus, Glimmer, Halberd. There's so many ways to buy time. And when you're playing against these huge wombo combos, you just need to survive, especially when you consider how much sustain they have. The Spirit Vessel, the send-back with Chen, etc. Like, there's no way to actually kill Secret unless you're able to take them out like 100-0. And the only real way they were able to do that was when Yang was getting not one but two-man calls. And as soon as he was unable to do that because Secret was able to fight under vision with positioning advantage, they wipe him.
GG. Brilliant. Okay, that's the thoughts of our panel. We're going to head to a break. When we come back, though, game number 2, Secret. Well, they're just a runaway train right now. Can VICI do anything to stop them? We'll find out very shortly.
That's right. Isn't this something you would like, Freddy?
Yes, of course.
That's right. How old are you, by the way?
14.
You are not old enough to drive this. This is just not. 4 years from now, you can definitely, just if you worked hard. Anyway, Secret is 2 games close enough to, of course, bagging the championship. Freddy, since you can't drive this, I was gonna, of course, take you for a stroll. You want a picture with this? Just kind of, yeah. Okay, why don't you stand right over there? Okay, give me your phone. Give me your phone. Okay, great, perfect. Oh, this is about brigade. Oh man, you're about. The ladies are gonna love you, man. They're just gonna get ready, dude. You're just gonna be when you go to your spot. Oh, look at that. No, lean next to it. Lean next to it, like you own it. Lean to it. Lean, just like there you go. Now you own it. There you go. Beautiful. With the Secret logo, Freddy. Oh my God. All right. Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
Oh, just wait. That's about to change in a few days. Anyway, give a round of applause to Freddy, okay, supporting Secret. Oh! And if you actually check out your wristbands, guys, that means that Game 2 is underway. Vodafone lighting up USO1 Hamburg, letting us know that we are about to head into our second match for this series. Team Secret is up 1 game, and we are ready for a Game 2. Here we go. Secret versus VICI for the championship series.
Thanks very much, Jerry, making all your streams come true all over the world. We are going to head towards game number 2's draft very shortly. Of course, we're going to have panel members all ready to talk about actually game 1 still, because it was just so damn good. I mean, where do you end this? I just want to carry on talking about it. Can we have another game like that, please?
I hope so. I think the one thing I'm looking forward to really is the clutch moments. I think VICI needs to step it up just a little bit in that. Because Secret, for me, they were doing some really clever stuff with the sendbacks, the tossbacks into light strike arrays, all these different synergy things that can be pretty difficult. While I think VICI, they did have incredible moments 2 or 3 times in the game that they need to have it happen throughout all stages of the game. So I want them to pick a faster paced draft. It doesn't have to depend to get to that late game to be able to make those plays versus Secret.
It's worth keeping in context, though. These are tiny things.
Of course.
The difference between these two teams, not much in it, is there? Little tiny things that can be different.
Then to point just to Secret and how they're able to execute these things, when you don't have to discuss or think about all the big things, are we buying the right items? Where are we landing? How do we win this game, et cetera, et cetera. It allows each individual to be able to make plays and do these really cool mechanics. Most teams aren't going to get to the point where they can coordinate mid-fight who they're trying to target, how they want to initiate. But Secret, they have this great job. Kunkka and Tiny, these repositioning abilities. It's so annoying to play.
It's quite scary as well, Kyle, when you think this is a team that have only been together 7 weeks.
That's an eternity in Dota, let's be fair. There's no roster locks this season, okay?
It is a long time. Right then, into draft we go. Phoenix first pick this time around for Team Secret.
I think that's the best team fighting support that VICI play with, aside from Train Protect. They could maybe think about, but in terms, the ones that they like for their lanes, this is kind of it. They got rid of the band, they got rid of the silencer.
They played the Nyx a lot versus this, right? I think they've gotten the silencer and the Nyx as their opener was the ideal one for this.
And you have to take time, too, right?
The tree does DY, doesn't it? Is that 4 per 5 that we watched? I mean, it was at 1,700, I think, last time. 30 minutes, it's just insane.
Weaver one that we've been seeing traditionally picked versus Phoenix quite a lot.
Yeah.
I like that because Yang can also play it quite well.
That's true. Versatile.
I feel like he's pretty good on those aggressive heroes, although he hasn't played it a lot this tournament, but the games he's headed, like the Marana, he had an excellent game earlier on, but it looks like it'll be a Yang Axe more than likely. I mean, he did have a stellar game.
He did have a great game, didn't he? I mean, I think when they started to turn it around, Kyle, and had those 2 big team fights, and it looked like maybe it was going to swing Vici's way. We were all aboard the Yang MVP train.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it hurts Vici a bit, though, because Yang does play an excellent axe, but they've only put it on Yang, right? And it really limits their versatility, especially when you consider that they're most likely opening with 2 cores.
This is the off the tape you need, right? This is what you're looking for? Get rid of this axe, make it support or something for Vici?
I think I'm not buying core axe. You peak at Blink Vanguard Blade Mill, pretty much.
And no one else is ready when you peak.
Yeah, and you can't really itemize the same way that the Secret, like a Brewmaster can, like a Centaur can. You're never really, you provide peel based on whether you have Taunt and Blink available. But outside of that, you can't ever get this like Ags to change the game. You're not really trying to buy a Yoles or a Halberd. Like, these aren't typical Axe items. You don't want to buy a Hex at some point. It's just weird to pick up that 4th or 5th item. That's why you played support.
Yeah. And on the other side, of course, that Brew comes back from Team Secret.
Yeah.
Something they've really loved during the later parts of the group stage and the knockout stages as well.
It made it through. I thought I was like, they're either deciding for the Brew or the Tiny there. I think they can even save the Tiny if they want to go for it later on. But they've shown what they can do with this Brewmaster.
Isn't that Tiny gets through the second phase ban?
Possibility.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to make his way there. I'd be surprised. I think VICI would be just as keen to take it as well for themselves.
Interesting. So they've taken out the Urskara.
That is, again, we're talking about positions
But
like
not the
supports.
Shaker, though.
They support one. I'll say they haven't played. In fact, I think he's a very poor win rate for Fade. It's pretty bad. It's like 20 or 30% on Earthshaker versus his Earth Spirit, which is one of his best heroes.
Yeah. Even before he joined this team, he loved the Earth Spirit when he was playing previously last year on
Do you
Thunder.
not feel like the Shaker's a better meta pick right now?
Yeah, meta pick, yes, but as for what it can deal with versus the Phoenix and the Brewmaster, it applies better because it has built-in silence.
Yep.
So they have to itemize to be able to try to counter it. You have 2 ways of disabling these heroes.
And VICI also has massive reach problems the way they draft. They never really have that easy pick-off potential way to start fights, initiate. The last game it was Taunt and Chrono, or maybe an Invoker Tornado from afar, but having something like an Earth Spirit just makes it a lot easier to play at Secret's pace. They banned the Monkey King, which Secret did in the previous, or VICI did in the previous game. Secret did in the previous game, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
Secret last banned it.
yeah,
I think it's a TV counter, which makes me think that VICI's looking at that hero, but into a Brew, it just always question whether that's wise.
Take care of that Luna. So we talked about it was like the Luna or the Monkey King as being those big heroes they like position 1 to end those kind of drafts, and they're trying to play faster.
They're going to take the TB as soon as they ban the
Yeah.
Zeus.
Yeah.
So yeah, both teams see Monkey King as a hero they don't want the enemies to have against TV. And that's probably very player specific, right? Because mid ones is incredible, and Paparazzi is pretty damn good too. I don't see many other... most teams think Monkey King's a terrible hero, let alone worthy of banning in a grand final.
They take the Shaker. So
Very good against Weaver, pretty good against TV.
the TB third pick
Yep.
into the Brewmaster, right, Kyle? You've been talking about this like nonstop.
Dude, it's VICI Gaming.
Yeah.
They're following the formula.
There is
Broke
the
the-
Alright,
Zeus
so-
ban as well, though.
Do they dare? They can't even make the mag work though. I mean, unless they really want to go ham on that support axe.
Why change anything? Why not just pick Invoke?
Kyle, you sound displeased.
How to annoy Kyle.
The crowd does not. They seem to like Invoker though.
I think Lena's the best pick here, right? Alright, fits well to kill the Ag. It's a Yules builder versus Earthshaker.
The problem is they don't have that same flexibility that Secret does. The DY hero is very, very poor. You're not going to get to a point where you have a Yoles and a Forest and the mana to push out waves. You're just a ward buyer. He ended last game with a Glimmer Cape.
Yeah, it looks like probably Wyverns. You can like farm Ancients with the axe theoretically. You know about that. Your old
And the
cold cheese.
problem is there's so few 5s nowadays that can influence a game without having any farm.
It's literally only Wyvern.
It's Silencer, Wyvern, maybe something like Warlock, but that hero is dead. Like there really isn't much left. Secret's banning Bane Silencer for a reason.
This will be the 6th match with the Brewmaster for Secret at ESL 1 Hamburg. They won all 5 of their previous 5 games when using it.
Oh, this is the other hero they've been playing.
That's right. They have
And
actually.
DY plays it too.
Instant disables versus like Brewmaster and Earthshaker. If you can actually get vision of them, the Hex just super quick to be able to actually lock them down so they can't do that. But it's a bit weak.
Yep.
It's definitely a hero that we don't see too often for that reason. Your laning phase isn't great.
They
You
played
need
it.
a Blink Dagger to actually play the hero too.
Yeah, they played it 3 times at ESL 1 Hamburg, and they've won all 3 games with it and featured. So what pairing with
It's
it as well?
very, very susceptible to the zoo style that Secret likes to play. Lion's very positioning based, and if you have a vision advantage on Secret, there you go.
Oh, jeez.
Illusions and Broodlings. This is a very difficult Lion game already. And assuming this is DY playing it, I fear for his blink timing.
And they know they can set themselves up Secret. They probably still have options to be able to pick to be direct TB counters, like those magic damage heroes I'm looking at, in particular that Pugna, that Tinker, we could even see because they have now information. they have the vision to be able to use a Tinker if they want to go for it, which just is incredible versus Terrorblade.
It looks
Brewmaster
so
plus
good.
PL. Yeah, I think Tinker looks phenomenal if Secret wants to play that kind of style.
So many things to TP onto in the fight.
Yep, the brew split, you can
Oh,
just
it's so
TP
fun.
on top of it.
Vici doing that, right?
I mean, it is
That's
the
what
go-to
he was saying,
counter.
I would think so, yeah.
I could see Secret playing Timbersaw too, but they're really low on catch if they did that.
They could definitely play it. That's one of the other heroes that's very good versus Terrorblade.
Yeah. I feel like a Centaur or a Venom is more likely. I really like a Centaur with Secret's lineup right now, though.
And you do like a PL mid or brew mid.
I take that back. They need I think a Nisha hero here, right? Nisha or mid one.
Yeah, it depends on because they get to see what Vici pick, right? So we're all good. Let's figure out if PL can just go mid, and then that changes everything.
It's very true. They can still vary depending on the last pick.
Well, Vici believes that it's mid one hero.
I'm still wanting
Some guy just got cracked by that ball and held his beer. Showed it to you, dude. That's impressive.
I'm wanting Secret to have something to be able to match the split push, because I think that's the one problem when playing versus Terrorblade. Sure, you want all this magic damage, but you want something to be able to address that, the fact that he's going to eventually start sending these illusions down the side lanes, getting tons of different farm, and Tinker is the one that applies versus that too. For Vici, though.
Yeah, I think it's a very good Kunkka band, though.
Yeah.
Because I think that's just, it fits flawlessly into how Secret plays. And mid one's a monster on it. Maybe,
I feel like, I don't know why I think Flash Strike for Vici, but I don't think they're going to pick it.
Because we're assuming this is going to be like some fade. I mean, it's either going to be fade or Yang, just swapping around on this Weaver or Axe, depending on how they feel the game's going to be, right? And then the Lina is still there for the egg. I mean,
yeah,
they kind of have that control.
I could say Secret playing Alina here too, but right now, I think that's going to be a puppy brew, right? So
Event, and they take their
invoke themselves.
Okay.
Right.
That one we should have seen coming, actually.
Yeah, one of these teams is going to pick it,
Yep.
right? What do you do if you're Vici? I haven't seen them play against Invoker much in this tournament. Maybe
They've got great weight. Secret has great fight with the PL. If he wants to just be able to farm until he gets that defusal now, they've got the Brew, Phoenix, Earthshaker, and Invoker running around going for team fight setups.
I mean,
They can make the space.
I just fear it. Are they really going to last pick a support here? How do they change the way Secret's going to be able to out team fight them without something
crazy like, Huskar or something like that. Is that what you mean?
Bloodseeker? I was going to say Bloodseeker. I'm real salty that I didn't. I like it. I think
do you
this
like about
means
it, Kyle?
it's a support axe. It's not ideal necessarily for the game, but it's one of those matchups that can really dominate an Invoker, and it gives Vici the ability to play with pace. They finally have a hero that can move out of his lane and just create chaos around the map.
Bit of a less risky Huskar in some ways, like not all in, but still trying to get that same potential of carrying into the mid lane to take over the game.
I think they're all in on the laning phase going well now with this Bloodseeker, because I look at them, they have no team fight whatsoever, and Weaver, Terrorblade, and Bloodseeker, Weaver and Bloodseeker kind of do the same kind of thing, right? Terrorblade's a bit different because he's the building hitter, but they have no team fight versus Brew, Phoenix.
Okay, at the same time, though, if they come online a little slowly for Secret, right? What if they can actually push this phase?
True.
What if they win those side lanes? What if this Weaver gets out of control? I swear, this time they're not booing me. They took away the ball, okay? I felt that fear before.
All right, okay. Enough of the ball throwing, everyone, because the serious business of Game 2 is upon us. Let's head over to Cap Blitz.
Or maybe as Game 2 begins, the throwing starts. We're going to see the ball just keeps on bouncing around. We're going to see a Game 2. Team Secret are going to be 1-0 in this series. This time around, seeing that they Game 1 did go a little bit off course once we saw that big team fight come in for VICI Gaming. It seems like they're going to be the ones adopting more team fight this time around.
Yeah, and Secret got a lot of their signature heroes. They have one of the best counters in the game. That they're the team that continuously shows with the Brewmaster against the Terrorblade, and that's why Vici think that the Lion is going to be the answer to this, as hopefully we get anything similar to what we had in game number 1, where it looked like Secret was just going to take over
I mean, they were
fought back.
They were super dominant. The panel felt good about their draft as well, and everything was looking fantastic until just a couple of small slip-ups going to the high ground. And as you're iterating so many times, VICI Gaming, when you have that much team fight, it is hard to beat. But
what I'd like from Secret this game is for them to control their aggression a little bit more, which is kind of crazy to say because it's what got them the advantageous position in the first place.
Okay.
That one move by Yapsor. If you don't make that, I'm pretty sure this game is just over in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of hype to it. It did make for an exciting game, so I can't really blame him. And the comeback potential by Secret as well. The way that they played that last team fight was beautiful. And for VICI, they needed more of a focus on the laning phase because the laning phase was as bad as it gets for them last game.
all right, Blitz, this game is already looking a little bit funky. We have a last pick, Bloodseeker, and it looks to me like we're going to be seeing a side lane Invoker, but a nice double stun there from DY will allow them to disengage without taking too much damage. What do you think about this? They're going to be running the Phantom Lancer mid into the Bloodseeker, so I'm guessing that is a matchup that is a lot better for the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah. And I think the Bloodseeker doesn't really care about the Invoker's harass. You don't deal enough physical damage. You don't have that consistent level of damage as well.
Yeah.
That really hurts Bloodseeker. Like heroes like Lina, because you can always threaten with the stun and the nuke and follow up right clicks. Whereas Invoker, you load up your combo and that's about it. Whereas this Phantom Lancer, I think, in melee matchups, does quite well for itself. As this is going to be a niche of PL.
Bottom lane, you're going to have Puppy's Brewmaster babysitting mid-once Invoker, who's going to be facing against Yang's Axe, who had a very good showing in the latter half of game number 1.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think it matters where mid-1 starts.
That is probably true.
He is probably going to rotate lanes anyways,
Yeah.
as soon as he gets anything. But this bottom creep cutting, they had so much issues with it in the previous game. It looked like they have the best response for it in this one. This is how you should abuse the brew support. It's so good in the team fights. Puppy makes it look almost broken. But what is he meant to do in this situation?
Pull back from Yapsor as the support Earthshaker, trying to make things a little bit easier for this offlane Zai Phoenix. Now, we do have a core Axe rather than a core Weaver.
Is it really support Yapsor just because
it is Yapsor? Oh, this is out on the Fisher block. That's a bit disappointing.
Yapsor took the majority of that XP and got all the last hits. He's starting to get a little bit low, but the Fire Spirit on him.
They're giving a lot of thirst charges to VICI Gaming's mid. This is something an Ori
you're
absolutely benefit from.
Life really hard right now.
Yeah.
By having these shenanigans.
Now, fortunately, Nisha does have really good starting stats, really good base damage, really good armor. So he'll be able to deal with the Bloodseeker a bit better than the Invoker, as you pointed out.
Still Yang. He did it game 1. Might as well just do it again.
It seemed like that having that kind of initiation from VICI Gaming was really what brought them back into the game. And
Yang
can you really fault them for going for this core Axe once again?
No, it wasn't really the reason that they lost.
Yeah.
I mean, if the game 1 or 2 fights go a little bit differently, that mid fight especially, we could be talking entirely differently. The Yang Axe is what brought them back into the game in the first place.
Nice block in. Yapsor is going to get a lot of free damage on the DY. Now he's actually going to TP into the tower. Will take the Icarus dive damage, but Zai does not have any more Fire Spirits. Paparazzi has also gotten quite low from all this harassment from the Phoenix.
Done a good job, especially with all their big pulling shenanigans on the side of Secret. They try to do something about this top lane.
It's pretty difficult to get good CS over mid lane.
Look at this.
This Swarm's going to come out. This is the ganking 4-position Weaver.
He doesn't have doubles.
With Nisha not having the doppelganger up for another 3 seconds, he's going to be in serious trouble. They will get it up now. Gets the bug off him, but still cleaned up by the Shikuchi as they put the Blood Rage on the Weaver. Give him the extra bit of damage. Meanwhile, top lane, he actually takes out the Terror Blade, and we're going to have the dive in on DY. He knows he's surrounded. He's just trying to put damage on a Puppy before he dies, and he does manage to help get that kill. Gets the experience before he finally dies to Zai.
Still a nice rotation by Puppy. I don't think there's a whole lot for him to do at bottom. That was the issue that we talked about with Brew, is if the Axe just cuts waves, you're not going to contest. You're a melee hero, he can just continuously put Battle Hunger, you're not really going to deny him under the creep wave. That's so dangerous to do. You'll cop like 2 spins doing so. And so you have to just kind of accept the fact that this Axe is going to similarly have a really good game.
Okay, they did this last time to Zai, where they just kind of abandoned him against this creep-cutting axe, do you think that mid-one's Invoker will do better than the Lina we saw from game 1?
I don't really think so, just because your attack damage isn't the best. We see that reflected in his 17 CS, but he won't really die because he's got enough regen being a Quaspex Invoker, and his item build isn't that expensive either. What items does he really need to come online? He just gets the earned and starts walking around trying to get kills.
Yeah, that's true. As long as he's getting solo experience, that's the most important thing, right?
Maybe if they can even set up for a kill in mid
Ori trading a lot of damage here, and that's when Puppey pops out with that Invis rune. Gets the big crit, slows him down, but Ori's just going to be forced to use the healing salve, returns right back to lane. Meanwhile, top lane, they're going to be able to get the kill on Yapzor.
Paparazzi going to get the last hit here is Nisha, forced to run away. That Bloodseeker just has so much move speed that the gank attempt doesn't even seem like it's going to be very successful.
Yeah, he's forcing Nisha to burn through a lot of regen and still has a ton of denies. 27-15 right now for Ori. This is a laning phase that is going exceptionally well for VICI Gaming.
Look at this now. The Lion rotates down to bottom. Going to try to put pressure on this Invoker. Is going to get hexed up. Has the call if he needs it. Here it comes. He's going to need some spins. But is level 6. I mean, so much creep cutting. He's pulled it to the neutral camp wave every single time to take advantage of the fact that no one's dealing with him either. That's why he has such an overwhelming amount of CS. He's doubling up every single time, and there's no real way to punish the greed on the side of Secret. They still won the game even though it happened. But this time around, the laning phase is much better for VICI.
It's going to be Team Secret. We're going to have to rely on their team fight, but mid lane, Ori, there it is, mid one, and his early rotations get shut down in lane, gets killed, and he's immediately like, all right, I'll use that TP to go kill someone on VICI Gaming in revenge.
And that's what I'm talking about. It's the fact that he's so selfless and willing to go anywhere on the map.
Yeah.
And we asked some of the players backstage who you would choose as your MVP. Almost all of them unanimously said mid one.
Yeah.
Despite all the talk that we have for Yapzor and Puppey's drafts, it's mid one that's enabling all of this. Sometimes your draft looks greedy. It doesn't look greedy when your 1 or 2 position is willing to just move out of his lane in 5 minutes just to help out another lane.
We've seen mid-one carry games in the late game. These harder carries. Oftentimes for Team Secret, he's doing exactly this. Rotating early, trying to get these fast kills. Now Paparazzi have the Shrine available, so they won't be able to kill Paparazzi here, but they do force that resource out of VICI Gaming at least.
And that's going to be the first unsuccessful move that I've seen out of him in quite some time, but getting a TB under the Shrine, very unlikely. And I think it's also a direct response to the fact that he can't do anything at bottom. Look at just how much net worth that axe has. But we did discuss it last game too. You never really want your axe to be your top net worth just because eventually you're going to feed away some of that gold that you've earned. Blinking in, you will die.
Surely that rule's a little bit different though until you have like blink, right? Like any items past that may be a bit excessive. But Puppey going to be chased down by the Rupture here. He is pretty tanky. He does have the help of Zai coming in, but he gets Culling Bladed down. Now with the extra movement speed, they're going to go for this Phoenix, who's already hexed up. Zai does not have a dime to be able to get away. Fire Spirit's up Ori, who wants to be able to go for that kill, did not get the regen off of Puppey because Yang was the one who got that bounty instead. But he's not going to be able to find it, so
He's just running at everybody. He's got such an early Vanguard that no one can contest him at this point.
And last time around, you had a lot of like very fast magic damage from Secret to deal with the axe.
They had so much follow-up stun after stun after stun.
Yeah.
Once he got caught by the X marks the spot, until he got the BKB, it didn't matter. He was going to die anyways. But this time around, he's got a little bit less to worry about. Still, if you're Secret, you're not panicking quite yet. You do have the Phoenix and the Earthshaker. I mean, teamfight always determines the mid-game. Even if you have these 4 or 5k leads, you get one good egg, one good Echo Slam off. It does turn things around in this kind of meta.
This was a Vanguard 40 seconds faster than the last one that we saw.
This time around, he got to play even greedier. He dragged every single wave to the neutrals.
Yeah, last time we only saw Yang do that once or twice just because the interference that Lina was trying to put on him.
They also set up for Sunstrikes. They gave Paparazzi the last hits. Whereas Yang's like, nope, this one's mine.
Yeah, that's true. So looking at this game, seeing as we're kind of in reverse positions, it's VICI Gaming dominating the laning phase. We have to talk about how our Secret going to be able to get back into this game. We've already emphasized they've got superior team fight, but really, what does that look like?
I think you eventually will swap out lanes, just have mid-one continue to gank around, allow Yapzor to get some space on the map, bring your Phoenix to these engagements early on. I think you just have to play your normal game. It's gotten you this far. In Secret, it looked like the scariest tournament at this, or team at this tournament. Why change what's been working for you?
Yeah, certainly. That's not often that we say that about a team that makes their way through the lower bracket, but to be honest, it just seemed like Secret was building up so much steam. And now they're up one game here in the finals.
I haven't seen their Brew 5 support concept lose yet.
Yeah.
So I'm not really doubting how that works. It's worked against every TV just because normally when you see a 5 position, you just kill him in 2 seconds as Terrorblade. And instead it's the 5 position Brewmaster that's putting pressure on you, but
he's killing your illusions and not presenting a Sunder target at all. Look at Yang. Takes so little damage. He doesn't seem to care. It's going to be very fast Blink Dagger, faster than last time. Still. As well, unless Secret can stop him.
What's been so great about this game too is that VICI, the Bloodseeker mid, makes it so that you don't want to put the Invoker mid anymore, and suddenly you've got 2 weaker lanes as a result. Mid 1 is used to having more experience in this, and that's the important part. When he usually roams, he's at a better position than he is. They'll have that level 7. And now they're going to punish Yapzor. This is so important because most teams just allow him to sit there and farm while mid 1 does his thing.
Yeah, they're like, it's a support. It's no big deal. Oh, Yang. He could be punished here, especially with mid-block coming in through the TP, EMP out. A lot of magic damage from that cold snap and a tornado to make sure he gets the kill. Yang still survives, so it's Puppy who picks it up instead. So that will indeed slow down that Blink Dagger.
That's what I'm talking about.
So close.
You build up so much of this net worth as max, but you'll die. You'll feed a large portion of it away. That's a 700 cold swing based on his net worth.
That has got to sting for VICI Gaming. Yapzor will now take up that top lane, trying to again catch whatever farm he can, as he's also searching for that initiation item. And Puppy, well, he wants his level 6.
And I like what Yang is doing here, and VICI as a whole, is they're not letting Secret do their normal thing where they allow their supports to just take a lane. They don't play the side lanes here. They're always contesting, whether it's Yapzor or Puppy. And that's why it's going to be mid 1 to continue his MVP-like performances in this game, to create space for the rest of them.
They've got this combination all the time. Ori and DY, they're going to couple up together as much as possible because DY provides the disables that make sure they cannot do a simple TP out for these ruptures. It's a kill squad that is very effective. You see it there against mid 1s and Foku.
This Bloodseeker really changes things. It allows them to just get aggressive on the map everywhere at all times.
There's that Blink Dagger, 4,000 gold lead right now for VICI Gaming, but VICI have yet to take any important towers. Yes, they've taken the safe lane tower away from Secret, but the mid-tier 1 and off-lane tier 1 are still standing strong. That's where Secret gonna try and fortify as much as possible. Going for the kill onto Yang. The Supernova out. A lot of magic damage again. Yang has no response. Delivers up that Blink Dagger. Tried to, but actually got sent away. I think he was hoping for that instant blink out upon delivery, but didn't even get a chance to pick it up. DY takes a lot of damage there from the Fire Spirits, but fortunately he had stick charges.
Does get a bit low, but will escape with his life after whiffing on the stun. Run a lot of heroes for that. They know that the Axe has the most net worth on the game.
Yeah.
Might as well just continue to punish that.
Very early on, we're getting a glimpse into Fade's game plan here as a support Weaver. One of the more unique Aghanim Scepter upgrades, being able to apply your time lapse to allies. It's one of the main reasons that Weaver is able to run as a greedy support. As soon as he gets control of the courier, he'll have that earn as well. Team Secret, still a pretty large net worth lead on the cores of each team. You can see all 3 of their lanes went very well from the start, and that's why Team Secret is trying to offset that by these 3 or 4 man ganks around the map. Going to see one attempted here in the top lane, but VICI Gaming, they're going for a smoke of their own, and they're going into the high ground right as mid 1 walks away, so they will be able to get into this high ground. Still invisible. Yang is going to spot, manage to get the call onto Puppy. They need to try and blow up this Team 5 hero as quick as possible. Unable to do so. Got the split before the silence, and now Yang, he's just going to be a punching bag for all of Secret to lay into impossible. Fade's going to go to the back line with the Shikoji, decides against it. Now the Echo Sand comes in from Yapzor. That's a big hit onto Paparazzi. That'll stall up all of his damage. And Yang still running away. Silence placed onto Puppy. He thought he could finish off that axe, but he's too damn tanky.
And that team fight looked phenomenal. Puppy gets his split off. He keeps everyone occupied. He gets the rock to continue the Sun Ray onto the axe. But because of how far they were behind in the laning phase, the damage just isn't really there.
Especially from a Quaswex Invoker, right?
Yeah, now they're going to get aggressive again.
They find Yapsor. Do manage to get the cold snap stop at the call, but the Supernova is out. Ori's trying to deal with that. They need a little bit of extra help. It may not explode in time. Oh, Ori barely gets it. And now the retreat from VICI Gaming as Nisha is going to show up. Nice. Fisher blocked the silence over the top, though. That'll help protect these two, both fading Yang. Looking to make their way out, but a tornado over the top. Paparazzi comes in from behind. A nice Thunder 8-0 calling blade. Now the movement speed advantage. VICI Gaming continue to march forward. They're going to be able to catch mid-one as well. Impale out. Call up. Silence on top of it as well. Mid-one takes a huge host of damage, but a Fisher block in from Yapsar underneath the tier 2. Have VICI Gaming gone too far? Absolutely not. They want to go further, but they can't go for Yapsar, so they'll back away as the Fisher fades away. VICI Gaming feeling very strong. Take that tier 1, take the team fight. As you said, the Brewmaster split, it wasn't enough to win the first fight around. And the Supernova second fight, that's not enough either.
They just don't have the best ways to deal with this X. Last game, they had the tiny new combo with the Lina. So Yang always went down, but we see there, even with the chase, just not quite enough.
Now 6 more armor for our Bloodseeker. So he is going to be surprisingly tanky. The stats build of the Ring of Aquila into Treads and straight for a BKB.
Yeah.
So no like SFY build, no further stat focus. A really early Magic community item. Why do you think that is?
Probably just trying to keep up with the pace of the game. Doesn't really want to throw out any advantage. The main lockdowns are the Egg and the Earthshaker Fissure.
Yeah.
And the Brewmaster Split. Once you get rid of that, you BKB, you just run in. I think they want more tools to be able to deal with the Egg.
Yeah.
If you have a BKB Bloodseeker, you can't really do anything about it. At that point, it comes down to how Yapsor angles his fissures. I mean, he had excellent fissures to even make that team fight manageable. Like, they would have lost 2 or 3 more heroes if he doesn't block them off as many times as he does.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just the lack of follow-up damage that they have right now.
Bounty Runes, VICI Gaming get all 4. And I was talking to 33 on the ride over here. He said, you know, these bounty runes, they just create, it's like this extra objective in Dota 2, where as a team, you really do need to pick these up because, as you can see, it results in a rather large gold difference if a team controls the map and gets a majority, at least, of these bounty runes. $7,000 gold lead, 15 minutes in, 10-5 to the favor of VICI Gaming right now. But Secret still don't have their big team fight items online. It's going to be soon. Yapsor with his Blink Dagger is coming in. Zai just now picked up his level 10 talent, which is the 90 GPM. That certainly helps. The next step will be that level 12 and getting the extra hit count on the Supernova. But then from there, what do our cores need? Right now, we've got a Spirit Vessel being built by Mid-1. The Diffuser Blade will certainly help Nisha. He's still protected his mid-tier 1 tower, and as a result, he's had a pretty easy path of just being able to farm Ancients and Neutrals, and then push out mid-lane in just a constant, repetitive fashion. So he may not have kept up with the Bloodseeker, but he is staying ahead of most of his allies.
They're going to go for Smoke again. TV, you're going to farm the Ancients with the meta. Very common move when you don't really have too much to accomplish in the mid-game.
It is.
Fight around this mid-tower and take a fight, push in the mid-tower. That'd be the ideal situation. They're going to go all the way around so they don't accidentally break their smoke going into the Ancient camp. This is a very smart play by them. But look at the positioning of Secret.
Oh, and it just jumped into them. What a call with the silence over the top. Tornado might be able to help him out, but they all dodge it. A Culling Blade finished off Nisha. And now they're going to be able to get the Rupture on a Puppy.
Take the mid-tower. If you're VICI, just back up.
Yeah.
Pressuring this tower. Instead, they're going to just chill out. They don't have the BKB on the Bloodseeker anymore, and they've just created more space and more distance between their carry and Secrets.
And maybe that's Like, obviously, that was still a great maneuver and everything, but it would have been nice to have your metamorphosis to push down that mid lane as soon as you get a pick off. But
What in the world? Fade is building an Aghanim Scepter on Weaver.
yeah,
This is going to be a really nice pickup for his TB. What it's going to do is essentially give his TB 2 different Sunders. It'll just give him 2 different lives.
even the axe, right? Like
Yeah.
the axe is always the suicidal hero you're talking about. He makes
I
his
really like
initiation.
that item pickup.
Yeah.
And this time around, it's this unconventional support on the side of VICI that hasn't been punished whatsoever. It feels like they're saying, okay, we can't play a standard game against Secret. We've got to go even greedier.
Right. And it's funny because it seemed like the meta at this tournament, in part largely because Secret was about these greedy 5 positions that turn into team fighters, but it's been a while, just a little bit, since we've seen that 4 position Weaver. Probably a month or so.
They're just going to back out. They see Paparazzi, they get scared, they don't know who else is up there. Paparazzi's also going to go for this early BKB. They're just trying to protect their lead. So the upside of this is you protect your lead, you make sure that you actually get damage out. You don't just get bursted down to death. The downside of this is that BKBs run low. And you are going against a team that has an Earthshaker. At some point, Yapsor will get a good initiation off. You've got to be careful.
And you were probably already on a timer, right?
Yes.
The early BKBs puts you even more so on a timer, right? As you start using those charges. 3-man smoke up from VICI Gaming, wrapping into the mid lane.
5-second BKBs at 35
Ori,
minutes in.
he's going to bait it out a little bit. He does have that BKB, so he pops it now with the silence already with the call in mid 1. They're going to be able to dunk him. The Brewmaster did get the split off, but they're actually going to try and kill some of the Pandas. The Storm one got away, though.
And look at what happens. The BKB hopped on the Bloodseeker. Everybody from Secret has to disengage. And this is what these fights are going to look like for the time being as Yapsor getting hunted.
He's going to run into Yapsor, but Yapsor blinks a little bit too fast, but he managed to get the Phoenix instead. Do they have the damage from long range? Certainly not. DY and Ori far too far away, and they're focusing on taking that tier 1 tower anyway.
Yeah, with this mid tower taken now, Roshan is a lot easier to grab. I'd like for them to push out this top tier 2. Once you get rid of that, you get some wards down pretty aggressively so that you can see the smoke attempt coming into the Roshan pit. And now you've secured yourself an Aegis for this TV.
Especially with the BKBs, which Secret are loath to fight into anyway now. Fade, he's been farming pretty greedily. Nice tornado timing on that Shukuchi. Comes back down, and he's going to try and hide away into the trees. Managed to get the time lapse right as Yapsor was going for that enchant totem hit. Does manage to hit the Fisher, though, but Fade, he's going to be spotted here. Mid 1 gets a little bit more damage, but Fade is going to be so fast, and they've already used all their lockdown. So Fade will walk away with the 3rd item of his Aghanim Scepter. Just needs another 400, and he'll have the full set.
How annoying is this 4-position Weaver just going around wherever he feels like
Another rupture, and a blink away from Yapsor, so he takes a lot of damage. The Swarm's going to come out. Yapsor knows it's important to dodge it. Still got the bug on him, and now Ori's going to maybe commit, thinking about it. Another silence down. They don't have to blow the BKB. Yapsor will die eventually.
You can see there's some hesitancy on the side of Ori to use that BKB. Again, you don't want to just blow through all these charges early on. There's a diffusal on the PL now too.
All the meanwhile, we haven't talked too much about him, Nisha's Phantom Lancer. It's not his time in the game. This is the boring part of playing the Phantom Lancer. He's just got to keep farming. He can't contest VICI Gaming right now.
Yeah, and there's something that we should talk about too. Like in comparison to the last game, where I was talking to the rest of the town, they're saying it is kind of hard for Ori because he's not used to playing these non-mid laners.
Yeah.
So the pace of game on playing a hero like Void is different for him. Whereas the raw experience that he probably has playing a hero like Bloodseeker, you sort of know the ins and outs of the heroes a little bit better. As
oh, nice cold snap. That's going to stop the initiation from Yang.
Do they have any sort of
tornado?
follow-up?
Oh, Eclipse DY. That's going to be a free pick-off here with the Brewmaster split, but it might be VICI Gaming still willing to fight. DY lives a little bit longer, managed to get the Impale out. That's going to stop some of the Pandas. Burned down for the Sun Ray. There goes that Aghanim Scepter. Now the call in from Yang. Going for the Phoenix. They want to take him out before the Supernova goes down, but they didn't have enough. They're going to turn, deal with the Yang as best as possible. Fade's trying to get away. The Supernova, it's almost going to explode. They finally do get it. At the last half second, Nisha's going to have to jump into the high ground here, away from that Terror Blade, away from the reflection, away from all that damage, but not far enough away from Yang, who still managed to get the call. 3 dead from Secret with a meta pop by Paparazzi. They're going to be able to hit a tier 2. Objectives continue to fall for Secret.
You saw how desperate they were in that fight just to grab the Lion at the last second. The time lapse for the Weaver for his teammate.
Yang may have stumbled a bit too far forward, but
There we go.
never mind. There's that Aghanim Scepter. Oh, this is going to be absolute hell for Team Secret to play against because outside of the Echo Slam burst, they don't have really fast damage.
Yeah, there's no Lina in this type of game. The Invoker's underfarmed.
Now a Blade Mail for the Axe. If we're going to go back and look at that team fight, see the way that, I mean, they stopped the initiation of the Axe several times. They got onto DY almost instantly. Really amazing that DY, thanks to his raindrop and magic wand charges, was able to live for so long. And then Fade with the Aghanim Scepter save. And once they've committed like that to be able to kill a line, it feels like the team fight is just over as long as they actually kill this Supernova. And they did manage to do so.
Looks like they let it go for quite some time.
Yeah. Felt like they weren't targeting it at first.
Yeah, Zai still calm, but this time around the laning phase went so heavily in favor of VICI.
Yeah. 14,000 gold lead now for VICI Gaming. Still have a Roshan to take.
That's what I'd like them to do, especially
Yeah.
once they grab the mid tower. This is the objective that opens up for you.
But it is difficult to do so, right? Secret have the Phoenix Egg around the pit. They've got Invoker with the Tornado and EMP, super disruptive for any Roshan fight. And then the Brewmaster split. That is not an easy Roshan for VICI Gaming to take in a straight up 5 versus 5. And that's why they're probably going to need to wait for the pickoff here. Mid one. Ooh. Very rarely do you see mid one below that, 5th, 6th marker of the net worth, but
I mean, most of the time, his laning phase goes a lot better than this. And on top of that, when he makes these rotations, they work.
yeah.
This time around, whenever he tried to make that rotation, they just didn't have enough follow-up damage to really nab anybody. This time around, we almost got
Come in from Puppy. It was a good try, my friend. Sometimes a 5 position has just got to put his life on the line and take a risk. Doesn't work out here, though. The age is picked up by Paparazzi.
just goes to the desperation play. What else is there to do at this point as a 5 position brew?
Yeah. This is one of those dire side advantages, right? When you do get control of the game like this, it's tough for Secret to actually be able to take a tower anywhere on the map. They try and push out that very long lane at bottom, away from the Roshan pit. Can't even get to that tier 1 tower.
I think a big part of what makes this game look different is that last pick Bloodseeker.
So you were a big fan of it?
Yeah, I mean, in the previous game, you take an Exort Invoker, you're not able to protect him. He doesn't really win his lane. This time around, you've got a Bloodseeker that can make moves around the map and get active. Against a Team Secret that wants to fight in the mid-game, it's one of the best heroes that can deal with it.
Yeah.
Of course, we shouldn't rush too soon. Just like I gave VICI a chance to win as the Secret. Once the BKB start to get a little bit lower, Yapsor can always find opportunities on this map. They've got Egg. They do have some good comeback potential, but
And Secret also
goes like this.
Oh, there's the call. They managed to get the Phoenix. See if they can follow up with the disables. Good interception with the Fisher there, stopping DY from getting those follow-up disables on Zai, allowing him to get the Icarus dive away. Now Yang pursued a little bit, but doesn't want to dive that deep. But last game, Secret had this little cheeky maneuver, right, with the X marks the spot. They had a really cheap way to get damage on tier 3s.
Yeah.
VICI Gaming, they have to commit a lot more heavily than Team Secret did have to do in game 1,
I
right?
agree and I disagree, just because you've got Weaver time-lapse.
That's true.
I feel like you can just send your TV in, as long as the distance is good. It requires so much coordination for Yapsor. He's going to have to somehow, since he's the only real, heavy lockdown.
Yeah. He's got to somehow hit the Fisher,
perfectly. He's got to catch both of them. And the Weaver, if he's any smart, he's just going to stand real far back, and he's got such good boost speed. You just invis, walk forward. There's going to be a big timing window where you should be able to save Paparazzi. On top of that, Paparazzi's got BKB. If he gets that off at any point, he'll also survive. But we have seen some crazy stuff happen. Remember the EG series where they needed some crazy combination of spells to be able to get kills? They were able to do so, but what I hear from them is, in that game, they just had slightly better team fight than they do in this one. And I don't think their cores were this far behind either.
No.
Also, they had the TV on their side.
This time around, it's a Phantom Lancer. Call misses mid-1. Managed to get ahead of that one, knowing that the disables are all gone now. With the call expended, he just TP's away.
Likely
Very
would have
smart
been a
play.
kill. Getting barely off the mark.
Yapzor can't afford to get caught here, and he doesn't.
He just needs more items at this point. Needs more levels.
Terrorblade runs into a Phantom Lancer. Oh, that is a misreflection, but no big deal.
That was weird. He should just kind of walk from one end to the other, and no one really stopped him.
Yeah. He almost has the Manta. That'll be a decent upgrade.
You're going to have to lead with the Echo here and just instantly blow him up with
They are going to try for it with a Meteor coming over the top. It's a lot of burst damage, and Ori is not able to get away fast enough as now he's taken so much. They only need a little bit more physical damage. A Sunstrike well on point from Minwan.
Well, they needed good execution. They get it there, and the Sunstrike follow up, and it barely looked like it wasn't going to be enough, but nice Sunstrike.
That puts VICI Gaming in a bit of an awkward position. So does that. Nice pickoff on the Courier. Even if it didn't have anything on it.
You just got to delay the game if you're Secret. Give yourself more opportunities like that. Yeah. The Echo is still a kill. You'll get Aghanim Scepter sooner than later on this Invoker. Don't allow VICI to just 5-man group up, take fights.
Oh, Midwan. DY knows that Midwan's doing plays like this. This is why he lays down the sentry.
Yang. Half a second.
Now they see it, they're like, oh, there's a creep, go in there. But alas, Midwan's already gone. Paparazzi finds a double damage rune with 1 minute on the clock for that Aegis. I'm sure you'd love to go high ground, but the death earlier, now running into Nisha, getting burnt out all of his mana. He does have some backup coming in. He's going to be able to get the time lapse out for the Weaver, but Paparazzi, round 2 of his life, he's almost dead again. In fact, with a little bit more lance damage, that's going to be the Aegis.
Got isolated out. The Aegis was about to fade, but still, it does show that they have ways to deal with him and kill him.
That was very clean extraction from Team Secret as well.
Just get out. Didn't have to expend too much as Yang goes to the blind call. Nothing there for him, though.
So what it is about this matchup between Terrorblade and Phantom Lancer? It feels like Terrorblade's a counter to PL in one way, but then the PL becomes stronger than Terrorblade. How does it really go?
Your ability to mana burn, and now that Sunder does cost mana, is quite nice. At the same time, Reflect also works really well against PL.
Yeah.
Some of the unforced things that the Reflect does to the PL illusions as well. The unintended consequences.
That's why this Terrorblade's got to build into a butterfly.
And look at Puppy. He's going to just try to tank the smoking. This is like a, I want to die for this, but instead, they're going to run to the left, find Zai.
Now, the illusion is still going to chase him down, but because Yang got Yules like that, he's not able to blink forward.
And Puppy's positioning gives him way more than enough time to react. Like, that was meant to be, come kill me.
Yeah.
Somebody will deal with top. I'll pop the smoke. And what that does is then the Invoker sees that and says, I'm going to aggressively push out bottom because now their catch hero is suddenly shown on the map.
Right.
This is the way that this goes. You just kind of seesaw them repeatedly.
VICI Gaming immediately trying to deal with the pressure that's going to come out through bottom lane. Puppy. Is he trying to cut some creepways? What's he doing here? Butterflies all around, it seems, as our Bloodseeker is going to go for one as well. That is an item that Phantom Lancer doesn't really want to build.
Puppy winning the ward battle. Has to destroy 3 of them. He's going to aggressively just walk through mid. Maybe he tries to cut a wave or 2. Gotta be careful, though. I would like to see him cut this bot wave. Yeah. You gotta play aggressively to come back in games like this.
Oh my goodness, he's gonna run into another Courier? The jet! Oh, get the jet! Oh, wait, but that means he canceled his TP. So he's gotta pick this up and somehow sneak his way out of here. Okay, now just run. Just run, Puppy.
Suicide
Split
the
up the pandas.
Suicide the
Go
panda
to the north, go to the east, go to the south, get anywhere but out of there.
Oh my god. If he actually gets away with this, I don't think the panda's gonna die.
He's trying to suicide that panda so it dies, but it's not gonna die fast enough.
Oh, Puppy.
Oh no. The head shake and Puppy comes back.
If Puppy had waited to see the gem, then TP's out, that is the catch of the century.
Dude, that was so smart. Was that what he was doing this entire time, setting up behind mid? Was he waiting for another Courier?
I think he was waiting for... I mean, he had to have been waiting for
the creep wave to come in because he saw the push coming bot.
Yeah.
But it was one of those nice unintended consequences where he's like, oh, free courier, and then he didn't expect the gem to drop. He doesn't click the courier because he thinks he has
they
no
already have the
time.
Sentry in place. That means he gets an insta hex. DY, his setup from last time around where he tried to catch mid-1 pays off.
Oh, that would have been so brilliant, though. I'm still kind of lamenting that.
That
That's where
Puppy
the
could
comeback
pull that off.
starts.
It would have been so cool, especially him figuring out a way. He's like, all right, how do I do this? I suicide the stone pan.
I think if he sent the panda up and to the right in the shortest path possible, he would have lost the panda.
Yeah, unfortunately, it just takes so long for him to get it there.
It's hard to read. I can't really blame him because in hindsight, obviously, watching it's really obvious.
Yeah.
And he had thought of the play like half a second. Like you saw, one more hit from each of the towers. If he had gone from the right up, he would have gotten it. He laughs. He knows it was such a ridiculous situation anyways. That was like a 1% play. Can he really even be mad at himself? It wasn't even meant to happen in the first place.
Team Secret have done a very admirable job of pushing this game out. Extending it as much as possible. This Phantom Lancer is getting bigger and bigger. As soon as he gets the heart, he's going to worry a lot less about that reflection damage that comes out from the Terror Blade. He's going to worry a lot less about the initiation of the axe.
TV with the butterfly, though. So farmed.
And our Bloodseeker hasn't bought anything for the butterfly just yet, but he can buy the Eagle Sound right now. He's got that much stored up. VICI Gaming, they're just waiting for the second round of Roshan.
It does come up now. And Puppy once again. Alright, you will not slay this courier. I'm confident about this. It's 8 seconds.
He's sitting in the perfect
He doesn't even have a blink. He actually just has to wait for the courier to walk by. Like, think about how unlikely it is for him to get it. But he hasn't even just gotten it once.
He's probably thinking it's going to go secret shot, right?
No way.
No, not this time around. Too many items.
They've traumatized him. There's zero chance that it ever flies around that area anymore. Paparazzi actually has another
double damage.
Oh, he has another quarterstaff thing. Not sure why. He's already got the butterfly. Must have been. Sometimes when you double click buy, you buy too fast. You just buy 2 of the same item. I'd imagine that's what happened because he's got the Scotty queued up.
That's a bit unfortunate.
And Puppy waiting for the. Just like, sure, you know.
Like he doesn't really have a whole else going on. They're pretty much just waiting for VICI Gaming to go to the high ground, right?
Honestly, if he just gets 2 of the bounty runes, I'll say this was worth it.
Yeah.
I can defend this play.
35 minutes
analyst way.
coming up. Yang, shadow blading in, wants to catch mid-1.
I think the first time, I have to go back and watch it, but it did look like he was going for the pre-play because he went all the way around and in.
Yeah.
But this time, I think he's learned. He's like, you know what? It worked 2 times.
He's going to run into Yang here. Yang does manage to get the bounty rune and catches Puppy in the act. Now, this time around, he has plenty of time to split and get away. He's going to hold on to it for a little while longer.
I got no idea.
So now the Terror Blade's going to show up, so maybe Puppy's going to feel like he needs to be able to pop it, but it's a bit too late now. Yang doing a good job of waiting until the Terror Blade gets close enough.
Look at the courier path. Now it goes back.
Oh.
I'd be sad too. He's going to look at the ward vision. It's just for the couriers.
It's all set up. I mean, if they could stop the butterfly of Bloodseeker, right? Massively worth it.
I mean, the way that he was laughing and smiling, I think he's just like, well, yeah, I have nothing else to do in this game.
Yeah. Buys another gem. And he's going to be able to catch the Phoenix here. But the Antis is going to prevent them from popping him right away. They don't have a ton of disable follow-up. They're going to try and go for the TP out, but it's not good enough.
Most ambitious TP in front of 4 heroes.
Yeah.
They're just continuing to stall the game, hoping that VICI takes some weird, ill-advised high ground. I'd imagine that's the only play that you feel like you have left. Because going outside your base and fighting is complicated at best. As Puppy, he's going to call for the smoke. They're going to rat out their jungle. I'd imagine he's gonna beeline towards his old familiar spot. He's going to grab this haste rune. Does he do it? Yeah, he's just... Okay, no, he's following a different... No, he went back away. He's literally just going to keep camping the spot. This is fantastic. If he gets this,
Oh my god.
Puppy's the best player in the world.
My god.
He's literally running straight into it. If he waits half
That
a
is a
second,
blink
he's got
dagger
it.
and a basher. He's got it. There goes all of Bloodseeker's items. But VICI Gaming will not be deterred. They will still push to the high ground. Tornado goes out. Paparazzi has been burned out of mana, but they still have the time lapse from Fade. And any moment, he's got it into Let's Shoot. Now the call comes in. Managed to catch mid-one Invokers with the fall one from D-Wide. They're going to be able to blow up that Invoker. Now he instantly buys back. Inside, VICI Gaming, they don't want to overextend here with the Invoker coming back into play. Paparazzi starts to get out. Yang's going to be slowed down a bit too much with the Vision Block, and the Silent Supernova goes down. The Phoenix, afraid of getting silenced, pops the Supernova to ensure they do manage to kill Yang. Yang is still doing so much damage back to Nisha, but he's burned out of mana, so he can't go for the Clawing Blade. VICI Gaming abandoned their off-lane axe. Knowing that they've got the tier 3, they forced a buyback. They don't need to get greedy.
Yeah, you know what would have been really nice in that fight? A Blink Dagger and a Basher.
Why do you think he went for the Blink Bash as opposed to the Butterfly he was thinking about earlier?
Probably just wants a way to get on top of the Invoker.
Yeah.
Some of these other heroes in the backline. If you can just BKB, run in, catch the Absol, for example, you take away the majority of the team fight on the side of Secret, but...
Right. So they're thinking far past this one Aegis for the Terrorblade.
Is Puppy going to grab the DD rune? Sadly, no courier for him to snipe for another minute and 37. But they might just grab a mid-tower out of this with 30 seconds still left on the axe. No real initiation. They're going to get aggressive here as the game
Struggled to be able to keep up with the Reflection Phantom Lancer combo.
Tower getting quite low here. Paparazzi.
Jump in with the Shivas, Fisher, and just make sure they can get that tower and get out. Mid-1 snags the tower bounty.
It's got Aegis, so Secret still don't really want to fight this, but they do want to take advantage of the fact that somebody's dead for 30 seconds. Might as well go for the easiest objective available to you. So they're going to smoke. I mean, they've got to be frustrated because I think in their minds they think this game should be over, and Secret is just continuing to frustrate them. And look at how they're protecting this south side. I mean, Puppy called for a smoke, and I was like, I don't know why they smoked here, and then I saw his greater plan. Yeah. Like, surely there's no way they think they're going to catch anybody.
Puppy wasn't a person.
Yeah, 30 seconds until that courier spawns. I'd imagine.
DY finds initiation. He's going to pop the Antisk almost instantly. Now the follow-up disabled with Ori joining up. The sound's going to go down, but Supernova is laid out with the Fire Spirits on top of VICI Gaming. So now they need to be able to get out, but Yang has already been caught. So he's going to pop his BKB. Tries to get somebody, but can't really do it. Brewmaster is going to throw up the Terrorblade into the air as best as possible. Ori does manage to get the call onto the Phantom Lancer here, but Paparazzi not close enough to be able to capitalize on that one.
Now the Bruce split is over. They've got no Phoenix eggs. I had to use that defensively. He's trying to bring it to the rest of his team, but VICI, I'd imagine you just wait for the next Roshan again. You'll learn from the mistakes that Secret made, being a little bit too impatient, trying to go high ground.
Yep.
The longer this game goes, again, more opportunities.
They want to be able to get that Blink Abyssal Blade. Ori will be able to retrieve his items this time around.
Yeah, that deserves a clap. Can you imagine how frustrated he must be?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's one simple item that he's been trying to get to himself.
Well, there's a significant upgrade. Damage the Cataclysm. Saw how impactful that was for Paparazzi mid-1. Is hoping it'll have the same impact here.
Secret still have ways to come back into this game just because they have an Earthshaker and a Phoenix.
Yeah.
As they're going to see Yang here for a second. He is invised up, but
spotted out. He does have the BKB, so he's going to call, turns around now.
A lot of damage.
Join him. There's so much damage coming out from Yang. That is incredible. Nisha has the swarm on him now. Paparazzi's trying to get close enough. They do manage to get the nuke onto the Phoenix. They see if they can take him out. Now they jump forward. Rupture onto the Phoenix. That Echo Slam comes in. That'll finish off the Lion. Zai is going to get popped here by the silence. Ori pushes forward. Hope to be able to catch Nisha, but there's too many doppelgangers, so he won't be able to do that much.
They're going to have to reset. Meta was used, though, and this is going to mean that VICI want to commit for this fight. The
They're going to
buyback
try and
from
blow up the
Zai.
Terrorblade, and it's going to be close. They do manage to get the time lapse out. So now the Terrorblade's going to be safe. Nisha's trying to
over
get
the
away
top.
with the reflection of the
They've got a
Supernova.
target in.
They're going to turn to deal with it. The Cataclysm comes out. It's not enough damage, and the Supernova is dead. Puppy slowed down by the eye of Scotty. Paparazzi thinks to push forward, but a double tornado EMP. They're going to turn around and do a lot of damage to this Bloodseeker.
Or he's got cheese. They got to blow
They're getting so much out of him. The Bloodseeker will be able to survive ever so barely. The cheese goes off, and now VICI Gaming are going to be able to turn and deal damage into Nisha. The meta is running out, though, for VICI Gaming. And you could see, as the meta falls, they don't feel comfortable pushing to that high ground. Secret will hold once again.
That time lapse was so crucial. I could see a way that Secret wins that fight, but the time lapse save onto the Bloodseeker from Fade allows him to get the cheese off in time, resets things completely, but you're still holding racks here. It's 42 minutes.
Yeah.
Despite the 22k lead that VICI hold, it's not proving easy.
They did such a good job of being able to, even if they couldn't finish off that Terrorblade,
I mean, look at
they
Fade in
forced
the
out his
background.
BKB.
He just waits. They don't have a lot of control. He flits in and out of these team fights, positions himself accordingly as bottom.
Call barely missed. Our Axe trying to go for the kill on mid-one's Invoker. Probably would have got it too, but he missed out on the call in just 100 range now. It's going to be Puppy instead, who does not have the split, so he's going to be caught by Paparazzi, popping that BKB, making sure that big team fighter is down. Next to the Phoenix, this means that Secret had little to defend their high ground, but again, without the Metamorphosis, VICI Gaming do not feel comfortable going for.
Yeah, the line goes down at the same time, so most likely just go into the Roshan pit if you're VICI. Make things easier for yourself. There's a refresher shard in there too, just waiting to be picked up. And look at how much farm this Weaver has. Almost has a Hex himself.
Yeah,
About to hit level 25.
I was going to ask you, what in the world does a support Weaver build at this point? Because he was looking at a Yule Scepter, and honestly, it didn't feel like a super effective item. Instead, a Scythe, is that a little bit better?
Oh, for sure. He can just go in with the max boost Pichukuchi when he hits level 25. There's your initiation. You don't have to just rely on the axe. And I think that's partially the problem on the side of VICI is when Yang goes in, oftentimes no one can really follow him up very easily.
Nice call. A lot of seed very far away. Fade sits out. Time
There we go.
lapse. Again, that Ether Lens range.
The time lapse has been so good for them in this game. They just keeps doing it, and now the Roshan.
Do you think that's also the reason they went for this Blink Abyssal for the Bloodseeker? Just multiple avenues of initiation.
When you start to realize like the only thing that's starting the fight is Yang, the follow-up isn't easy for them. You probably need somebody else to just run in with him. Is Paparazzi going to pick up his Aegis? And I have to imagine they have to at least get one set of racks with this.
With a 23,000 gold lead, I would expect so. Refresher shard for our Axe. Now, he's had a tough time just purely because of the Diffusal Blade burning out so much of his mana. Where the BKB comes in. Double call, double BKB Blade Mail call could actually just handle that Phantom Lancer if he finds the real one. But VICI Gaming, as you said, learning from to chill out, wait for their next round of.
Start spreading the map out a little bit more. Yapster does have buyback, but without that big ability, it looks a lot less tasty.
Oh, that's the Antis for Zai. That's a bit unfortunate, but they are going to do a lot of damage to DY. Tries to get him out with a time lapse. Still, the Sun Ray just burning him down with the help of that Spirit Vessel. He will survive through these last few ticks.
But he's so low. His contribution to the team fight is going to be somewhat limited here. This is just going to back up. Paparazzi taking a lot of damage, but the Sunder onto the Illusion and the Reflection.
He did not have the level 25 talent, so the Sunder is going to be on cooldown for a bit.
Now his Illusion's just beating into this tower. The Fire Spirit's going to try to slow this up. Yapsor doesn't want to have to use his buyback here. 6 seconds for that as the mid-range track finally falls. VICI, they were looking for something. It's taken them so long. 31k
Blink
lead.
in from Ori trying to find the initiation, but his Blink does not go far enough. VICI Gaming, they want more than just a range racks. They're going to try and blow up the Invokers. There goes the time lapse. A nice call in from Yang. Goes for the refresher. Misses out on the second call, but they do have the scythe onto the Phoenix. They can take him out with Paparazzi, but no, he managed to get off the Supernova. They're trying to deal with Yang, but the toss up onto that Terrorblade is not quite enough. On Paparazzi, still able to kill that Phoenix egg and help out now against Nisha. Who's right up our Yang. He's going to be able to go next now as Paparazzi is already so low. Nisha needs to be able to buy his time. Luna's Illusions do the work as they chase down DY. They are going to be able to snatch up that Terrorblade Aegis. Back in the backline though, Ori, he fights Mid-1. Mid-1's trying to get back, and they will be able to escape. Ori dies. Now they have to get Paparazzi out of here. They escort him away as he takes away that melee racks. But VICI Gaming, they lost a lot more than they thought they were going to for that first lane of racks.
Yeah, this is looking a lot harder than it should be with a 31K lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're being forced to play so cautiously and secret. They're playing that perfect bait style where they just drag them deeper and deeper into the base. You see it.
Right.
VICI thinks to themselves, we have to commit for this. Secret has fooled them into thinking you have to pretty much dive our tier 3s if you want to take the fight with us. And they have so many of these defensive items. And their ability to last in fights is the important part too. They have tons of ways to reset. This is why gold leads sometimes, I mean, I saw that interview with Matt where he said they can be deceptive.
Yeah.
You have a 20K gold lead, but it's not easy for you to go high ground. You don't really have a gold lead.
Mid-1. Oh, this is a support Weaver. Scythe of Ice is just not doing a whole lot of physical damage. Mid-1 trying to get away. Bade still committing. He does have the rest of Secret on the way, though. He's going to try and time lapse himself, but that's going to be the gem. Oh, dear.
And Fade trying to go for those big plays. Instead gets picked off. They lose the gem. And now that 31K gold lead is 23,000. They're slowly chipping away at this. And for VICI, this would be a crush. If they lose this game, mentally, you've got to be broken, especially with how Game 1 went, how Game 2 is looking. Secret were so far behind from the laning phase and on. VICI, it felt like they did all the things that they needed to do correctly.
Oh, look at this. Enchant Totem leading the initiation. Cataclysm follow-up. They're going to get up. They managed to blow him up. The second Cataclysm comes in. DY's going to be caught. Yapzor.
He doesn't have
finds
buyback.
a huge opening for VICI Gaming and Secret. Might just be able to end this. They can at least get a lane
gold
out of racks.
For this buyback, they've got this window of
67 gold now for the Terrorblades buyback.
He has to be so confused because he probably thought to himself, I'm close enough to buyback that it probably won't matter. And when Secret go high ground, they should start to realize this TP doesn't have buyback. He's got 48 seconds.
They managed to get the jump here onto Yang. Just long range poking with that Fisher. The Rupture going down on Mid-1. He's just going to stand there and hit the tower as best as possible. Tornado's going to go out, hitting DY, making sure he can't blow up on that silence.
They're burning a lot of mana. And now, all of a sudden, they might just get racks out of this.
45 seconds still. Our Terrorblade needs 14 gold for the buyback. But Team Secret may not want to push it.
Somehow, down 31K gold, all of a sudden, they're even in racks. And if they don't get punished here, this would be huge for them as Yapzor running into the south side. He's got to be careful. He can't give the gem back.
And part of that is losing the gem, right? That gives Yapzor the confidence to be able to run forward recklessly on his Shadow Blade and runs into a Terrorblade, sets up that double kill.
Yeah, and look at the item choice by Puppey. Instead of going for anything, he's going to go for the Aeon Disc himself. It's just these items that pull you deeper and deeper, forcing you to commit more and more. And that's what I think is keeping them in this game. They've got 2 Aeon Discs already. They've got a Yule Scepter. You have the ability of the Phantom Lancer to just in and out engage into these fights.
VICI Gaming trying to start a fight without their Terrorblade.
Yeah,
they're just going for the fast pickoff, but now, Yang, they position him on the front lines here. They do have that time lapse with the BKB, so Yang's going to be fine for now, but it's still a resource expended, and Nisha doesn't need to do a whole lot. He's just going to doppelganger into the back lines where Ori is laying.
He's just
going to get the bash. He's dead. Ori, he does have buyback, but no, it's going to be VICI Gaming. Paparazzi's going to come forward. Pops his BKB. He's going for Mid-1 as best as possible. There goes that Aeon Disc. The Cataclysm not going to do damage because the Aeon Disc, but Paparazzi is still going to be... No, he can't go him. Managed to get the Fisher, and he gets away. Nisha is in the middle of all this, and look at all the damage that's going to the Puppey. They're going to be able to take him. Nisha's caught inside the corner. They're going to be able to find him as well. VICI Gaming, look next. Ori, so damn fast, is going to be able to get to the back lane immediately. Captures the Phoenix. Managed to bash him down. Triple kill from Paparazzi.
Get ready to fight again.
Buybacks coming in, and VICI Gaming, they sound the retreat. It is time to run. They
The meta was
expended
used.
so much to win that.
Still up. That's going to go 5,000 gold in favor of VICI at the end of that. They forced 3 buybacks. Ori also had a buyback though, so there is still an opportunity window if they catch him. But this is going to prompt VICI to not make any of those silly mistakes anymore. They went for a fight without their most farmed hero, Paparazzi, who was clearing out that top lane. If you're a little bit more patient, you don't have to risk that at all. And now the Roshan, they're waiting for it. They need to get this Aegis on the Bloodseeker. He dies so fast.
Really good play by Paparazzi there, switching in his refresher orb, giving him that second round of BKB and reflection. I think that's really what helped them dominate that fight. I just can't believe that VICI Gaming is going to get aggressive already without the Roshan getting up.
Yeah, they're just going for another aggressive play. They might just run into Puppy here. Did use
massive.
that buyback. They're going to hold the high ground. This is very smart by them.
Nisha is going to throw some illusions, sent to the high ground, they ping it. They know something is up there. They spotted Yang.
Yeah, Yang going to pop the call. Now they've got to retreat.
Just runs illusion at that axe constantly. Nisha is always trying to just throw illusions at these heroes to burn them out of mana as best as possible, combined with Mid-One's EMP.
Mid-One's got to play the most aggressively on his team. He's the one with the buyback. They've got to fight over this Roshan. This could be just the game right here is Yang looking at the south side, trying to see what he can find. Looking for the blink call initiation. Doesn't see anybody, but instead gets Yulesed up.
Oh, now he's going to get fissured. No, actually, the stun does not connect there. Yang starts walking it off. He does have the BKB. He's trying to make his way out of here. Time lapse goes down. Now he's going to be forced to pop his BKB. Unable to hit the call. Paparazzi came in. Here comes the Cataclysm. Not able to do enough damage. And it is going to be Zai popping up that Supernova just in time. They don't have the stuns to stop it. So Paparazzi comes in. Definitely blast. But he bounced away from the Meteor. He needs to be able to save him. There's a nice call out from Yang with the bash on the mid-one. The Echo Slam in. Yaptor. He's almost able to finish off. They need to finish off this Terrorblade now. Paparazzi dies to the Cataclysm. That's where mid-one came in with that buyback. DY struggles to get away from those illusions, but will be able to do it. Bait in that back line. Got the swarm onto Nisha as fast as possible.
Nisha can't afford to die here.
They've had to get the big time call. Yang gets a bolt. Sun on the mid one as well. Out from Ori, but it doesn't have the BKB. And now the second lapse. The time lapse. It saves Yang. DY comes forward, trying to get a little bit more damage on Nisha, but he managed to get away as well. Unbelievable that Secret limp away on so many heroes.
If they catch Nisha there, the game is more likely than not over. They're going to find a DD rune. The Roshan is available to them. They have to reset this.
A double damage. Fortuitous timing there for VICI Gaming. And now he can get the refresher shard. H's cheese.
They did use the buyback though on Paparazzi, so now both of their main cores don't have buyback. I mean, it's looking unlikely with the Aegis, but there is opportunities for Secret. Now it depends on whether or not VICI feel like they're strong enough to just go for it. With 2 heroes dead with no buyback, this would be your timing window to just at least try to get something as the courier gets dunked.
This time it's Yang's turn. VICI Gaming.
Yapsor, 15 seconds for that Echo. You're going to have your heroes back. In 27 seconds, you'll have Puppy, and he's been very instrumental in keeping Paparazzi occupied.
So they're just going to poke at VICI Gaming as best as possible. While those heroes are on cooldown, look at that. Paparazzi's already taken so much damage. These illusions just burning him out of mana. Again, Yang is getting caught every single time he tries to go for his blink in. They always have the vision to be able to use him.
The buybacks are going to reset here as everybody's up. Now it's a 5-on-5 once again, and VICI, they're not comfortable with straight-on fights, even with the Aegis, because the buyback was used on Paparazzi.
Level 25 for our Bloodseeker. Getting a little bit more thirst damage. Is there any other big critical items or talents that we picked up? The Terrorblade opting not for the Sunder. I'm guessing just simply because
he doesn't have the mana.
He's getting burned out of mana.
Yeah, he needs to play the distance game, and there's a gem on the ground that VICI, they should probably pick up, as Fade's going to walk by it. In fact, walk right on top of it, and no one seems concerned by it as Paparazzi uses his Sunder onto his Lion.
He's got Tranquil Boots, so shouldn't mind this too much. And instead, their courier going to come pick it up.
Oh. Is he going to smoke up on Secret? I mean, if they try and fight right now while the Sunder is on cooldown, highly unlikely.
And there's no way for them to know. But instead, even with an Aegis on the side of VICI, it's Secret that opt to play aggressively.
They're going to push out through this bottom lane now. VICI Gaming are not moving away from each other whatsoever, except for Yang. Yang seems to always be willing to push out one of these creep waves a little bit separated from the rest of his team.
And Yapsor pushing real aggressively forward, trying to find something. He's hoping that somebody on the side of VICI will get over-aggressive. They'll overplay their Aegis advantage. But instead, not really going to find anything here as they're going to back out. A Scotty finished up by Nisha, who sold his boots for this. With a butterfly, I mean, he's quick enough. He needed the additional stats.
Yeah, and it's so hard for them to deal with the illusions as is. Now that you've got the extra stats from the Scotty as well.
And the control through the BKB, the slow, it's going to be effective too.
Yeah. Ether Lens for the Lion.
This TB with Aegis. They didn't really get to utilize too much of its timing, but there's still a window of 1.5 minutes that they have to utilize it. This should mean go time for them. He's got Refresher holstered up, so he's got 2 metas, 2 BKBs to work with. And here we go. They're going to commit for this.
He can hit it from so far away too. Secret. He starts pushing himself onto the high ground, does get time lapse right away.
So many illusions.
They have to deal with the illusions just to be able to kind of gang. Comes in, managed to get a call on a Puppy, but not really the initiation they can follow up on so deep inside the base. Paparazzi just wants to focus on the buildings if possible, but every single time he does, he's getting chipped away at both health and mana.
And Secret, they know the Aegis is real close to fading. They don't want to take a fight straight up before it's done. The time lapse flies out again. It's Nisha just playing around.
Oh, nice call. That's going to be able to come in. Nisha already at half health. They're trying to focus him down. They will be able to call blade him. They take him down. Ori picks up that kill. Now they look for more. Managed to get the Abyssal Blade onto mid one. Deafening Blast will push them back. They're already so low that he's going to refresh and do it again. Hoping to be able to stay alive during this rupture, but he just can't do it. Ori, he does too much damage by himself. And the rest of the team now funneling in onto these racks with no buyback on Nisha or mid one. Secret are going to be so hard pressed to be able to defend this. And you could see from Puppy, he's already dead. The call out Secret seem to be crumbling now as they just don't have the heroes to buy back on Nisha. Maybe he can actually defend this by himself. The time lapse on Yang, that's going to be able to pull him back. Almost got the call there on the Phoenix. In fact, he did. The Phoenix is going to charge at him after that Icarus dive, but they didn't get the lane of racks. Now with the Supernova, Paparazzi, he can't actually deal with that one, so he's going to be chased away by Nisha. Burned out of so much of his precious mana and Yapsor. Oh, they call! Yang, he managed to pick up Yapsor as well. Paparazzi trying to follow that up. Nisha is already down to half HP, or he tries to get there for the Echo Slam. Stops all that damage, but he can't get the full combo up. It's enough for Nisha to be able to go away until he gets the pistol blading. Now stunned up, silence as well. Are all dead from Secret. VICI Gaming. They're going to be able to march down the ancient and take game 2, even up the series 1-1.
Oh, it took 60 minutes, a 40-17 score. They had the gold lead for such a long time. At one point, it built up to 32,000.
Yeah.
Secret with such a valiant effort, but VICI, I felt like they played this game about as well as any team could play it. Secret battled back for so long with so many tools for the high ground, but eventually they get it done.
VICI Gaming showing, as you said, that they learned from the first game from Secret. Feels like they also learned about the team fight aspect. Yes, that's good, and it's going to be able to give you that high ground advantage, but a stronger focus on the lanes is what allowed VICI Gaming to be able to get multiple advantages here in this game.
Yeah, and I think the scary part for VICI is, yes, you got to win, but it sort of felt like when I was coaching Liquid and we were at Shanghai Major against Team Secret, game number 2, we played an Ursa strat, or a Lycan strat against Ursa. The game felt impossible, so even though we won, we were like, that was our best strategy, and we just didn't really know what to do because the game should have been so much easier. And so for VICI, it's, yes, you won, but even with the best laning phase of all time, it still took 60 minutes to take that one into the bag.
These games are getting tighter and tighter as we move through this series. Game 3 is coming up, and our panel has to be able to break down not just this game, but where we go from here in VICI Gaming versus Secret.
Indeed we do. All tied up in the grand final between Secret and VICI, and how did they manage to do that? Well, we've got three good minds to explain how that's how. Trent, great laning stages, I guess, is, that's always key to a good start, and VICI got exactly that.
Maybe game one, okay, they tried something obviously that they thought of, that was the attempted plan, didn't go too well, but I think this was more like back to the basics. This is, I think, your default response to what Secret has been doing, where it's kind of greedy in the laning stage. Yes, they're big beefy brawlers and everything, but they're missing out on maybe like some very early spell damage or something like that, or just in general laning mechanics, last and denies. VICI finally punished that, have an insane laning stage, and able to carry the win from there, just, a few hiccups.
Yeah, and Jed's on the end. I think we came back quite early thinking, this is kind of dumb. And then 40 minutes later, we were still standing here. That's how long that went on. Is that as a result of VICI playing too safe, or just safe? Or is it as a result of just the sheer willpower that Secret seemed to have in staying in that game?
It was just clever stall mechanics. They were, you can say the puppy killing the courier, delaying a lot of item timings, but also the way they pushed out those side lanes constantly. They were sending illusions on one lane constantly with Nisha, forcing out the top lane I kept seeing. Bottom lane, they kept just using mid one, spamming out like either Deafening Blast or Meteor. Any possible thing to kind of just stall that one out as long as possible. But yeah, they did have that like crazy amount of team fight on Secret, but you can't lose all three lanes, even if you do have so much team fight. If you have a 10k or 15k deficit, the team fighting is way too difficult just because of the item advantage.
Okay, I want to get Carl your thoughts in just a minute, but Purge is ready to break things down for us, so let's head over to the weatherman.
It was a huge drafting advantage for VICI Gaming that game. Secret for once on the back foot. What was interesting about this was in the second phase, VICI Gaming taking the Terrorblade away from Secret. That's their typical carry. They want to pick a PL because PL is a good solution against CB, but they have to pick the Earthshaker first to cover themselves because VICI has a support open. So they grab the PL, grab the Invoker for some good playmaking ability, and then they get the problem with the Bloodseek at their end. So the laning stage just went really poorly for them. Yang gets way more farm than typical, very similar to last game, and what Secret did was smart. They sack one hero in the safe lane. In this case, it was an Invoker. Has a lot more regen than Alina does, and he pretty much just sort of went even. He didn't get as many last hits, but he did okay. So this led to about a 3k gold advantage here at the first big team fight at the 12-minute mark. Net worth's definitely VICI Gaming's advantage, and they have Secret has all their heroes in this place to fight. Now the downside for them was that they got initiated on first. That forces Puppy to commit with his ultimate. And something interesting is you actually do have Nisha here the whole time. He's jungling near the shrine, knowing I'm going to show up if it matters. But based on how this fight started and the way it looked in the first 10 or 15 seconds, he didn't even think that he was going to bother to come over. So he's got to make sure he's going to get his farm because the fight looks bad. But the Secret end up losing only Puppy in this and trying to ultimately defend their tower. Keep in mind, Nisha still farming over on Ancients in this case. But this time, again, initiated on, and things look pretty good. But the Phoenix Egg is a little out of position, and as a result, Bloodseeker is able to get the kill. And it's actually so close to going off here. If you take a look at their little icon here, take a look at this. I slowed it down right at the end. The green went away. He barely kills the egg, and as a result, they lose the fight. Nisha actually did teleport in that moment, so 2 little team fights in a row that VICI Gaming wins the fight, and that gives them pretty much the rest of the game to get a gold advantage.
See, there are just tiny little things that matter in this game. Anyone that says they don't, there's a very good example as to why. Before we do MVP, Carl, just your thoughts overall on a good performance from VICI in Game 2.
I think both teams, there's a lot to talk about. I mean, I guess I'm a Secret fanboy right now, but you can tell a lot about a team, not by how they win, but by how they lose. And it felt like they were always on the cusp of that one engagement that could turn things around. They even got mid-racks to the point. If I'm VICI, Fade's the MVP, bar none. That's the reason VICI win this game, straight up. Because if they don't have that constant save mechanic, we're not talking about a 70, 80 second cooldown spell. He was saving someone 2 or 3 times a fight. That's the only reason VICI actually win this game. Because they had the hard save to prevent the Secret combos that were otherwise going to 100-0 many times.
It made the game just so hard for Yapzor, right? That was not a Yapzor shaker that we're used to seeing, because so many times he's able to get that big save, especially on the paparazzi, and I think Yang 3 or 4 times. This guy's at tier 4s kind of deal. He's being brought back to life thanks to the Aghanim Scepter on the Weaver.
Any argument for MVP?
Absolutely not. His itemization was great too. I loved how he went for that Aether Lens so he can distance himself super far back so he's not anywhere near it. Oh, okay, we give it Yang, I guess, but I disagree. I give it a Fane. It's definitely on the Weaver. With that item build, Aghanims as well as that Aether Lens, just the positioning. You can stay completely out of the fight from the Echo Slam, so you always get...
It's okay, I'm hearing that actually Fade is the MVP. They're just trolling.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
I mean,
Hey, I will say
Yang did
look
good
pretty
and everything, but at the same time, like it's a hell of a lot easier to initiate when you get out of jail free cards.
Yep.
It's like going back to the future. You could rewrite your childhood. Things would really shape up better.
The thing that I was really glad about, with what we were talking about before the game started, was VICI wanted to set a quick pace, right? We wanted them to match the aggression that Secret does, and this time they brought the fight. Sure, they had like late game potential, but they crushed these lanes so hard because they drafted early game, and that's what I want to see from them afterwards too.
Fast as an A-class, I would say, personally.
Been waiting for it all day long. There it is, the Mercedes-Benz meme. Right then, gents and ladies, we are headed to a break right now, but don't go too far away. Game 3 just around the corner, nicely tied up in the grand final, just like we like it.